God, our first ever band practice. My first ever band practice was like 2 bands before Parkway. And it was in like what is the equivalent of an Australian basement, which wasn't even a room. Like one of the walls was literally dirt. With Luke in his first band, screaming through a mic, which was then put through a bass PA instead of a full PA. It was just going through a bass cab, and it was sweaty and it sounded like shit. But if your first band doesn't sound like shit, then you're probably doing it wrong. The first instrument I ever learned how to play was the recorder. That's the only instrument I know how to play, and I'm bad at that. I suck at everything else. That's why I started yelling. What was the first gig I ever played like? Well, the first gig I ever like sung at was for the band that I jammed with Luke as well, which was in a hall in Australia, in Byron Bay, to about 30 people. I think it was, in our mind, it was crazy because like 5 of our friends were moshing. It was skids. My first real gig was when I was 6 years old and I got the lead in the school play. And I got to sing in some weird Snow White mashup that they had going. It was sick. I don't know if we have a record. No, we do have a record deal. Epitaph we have a proper record deal with. And that would have been in Europe somewhere, I think. On our first tour over to Europe, when we still had like limited distribution of Killing with a Smile, and we had released in Australia, and that was it. And that's when Epitaph picked it up and ran with it. And at that point in time, that label saying, yeah, we'll release your record, was told to 5 dudes who were sleeping in sleeping bags in the dirt under the car and eating like beggars. So it was a pretty big deal. We had no other potential band names, like none. We that was one of the hardest things when we started the band, was coming up with a band name, because we just didn't want a standard band name, which was, I don't know, the gore thing never and the violence thing never really stuck with us because it's not who we are. So we literally drove past the sign one day and it was like, yep, that one. We'll take that street sign. Now everyone takes the street sign.